And this is Mr. Rick Bayuk. And, I love having Rick on the call here today to share him and his wife's story because myself and my wife actually personally introduced Rick to Impact. And guys, it's one thing to save somebody money on their health care. But when you can share something with somebody that then goes out and really becomes a blessing for their family, it's a whole nother way of really thinking about what it is that you're doing here. And Rick, thank you so much for being on the call today, and I'd love to have you share your story. Thanks for being on the call today.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate the time, and thanks for letting me be here to share my experience with Impact. I was a traditional business owner, and I didn't fit the model of the healthcare system, and we were paying probably close to $2,400 a month with this $13,000 deductible from the Connecticut healthcare. And when we looked at Impact, it was $697 a month, and I said, "How could this be real? I mean, that didn't make sense to me." But at that point, we're reasonably healthy people, so I really looked at it, and it made sense to me. For as a business owner, things just need to make sense. So we signed on, and for the first year, we had basic things. We did our health, our physicals, and they went well, and we were able to give the card in. But the beautiful part about it is having that card, being able to give that card to my doctor, and then they just simply hit the number on the back, and it worked flawlessly. And for the most part, it went very well. And my wife recently had some issues that went on, and we had a doctor that she saw that was her doctor. And when we gave them the card, they said, "We don't take any type of health share. It's our policy. We don't do it." Now, what happened was we were facing a pretty significant bill. So I said to them, "Listen, can you look at this?" And they said, we don't make any exceptions. This is it. I actually called Impact. They said, "Oh, when they push like that, just do the cash thing." But again, for me as a business owner, it just didn't make sense. So I called the lady back up, and I said, "If you could just make a call. All I'm asking you to make a call. I'm not asking you to cover it. I just would like you to at least look at how they're different." And she did. And the funny thing is, the next day we got a letter saying that they don't take any health share at all. And we said, "Okay, well, we'll just be prepared." Well, sure enough, the very next day, we get a bill that came through. I'll share that with you now if I can get my screen here. That really kind of blew us away, because when I got it from them, it was for the first procedure, and it was a $4,300, and right there they just took the Impact. And that kind of blew me away, because here was a doctor who said they wouldn't take it. And that was a big blessing for us, because that procedure, we found out we needed some more things done. And the beautiful part about it was the system and the transparency. Now, look, we could go to any doctor, so that's a great part, but it was her doctor that she really wanted to go to. So when we were able to do that, and we got that covered, which was a wonderful part. We since went again and had a couple of other procedures done, but that first procedure, I'll also share to you what it looks like in my in how it looks for me on my side. But so the nice thing I love about it is a very transparent transparency on the portal. This was the bill we went to with the doctor on the first visit. But here was what I loved. Here was that $15,000 bill, which got knocked down, and they made the adjustments. And all I needed to pay was that $1,500 right there. And that blew us away. And then this was the first of a couple. Now, the beautiful part about it is everything came out great. We were very lucky, and we got a clean bill of health. But my wife did have to have a couple other major surgeries, which are being worked on now. But here's the wonderful part about that bill. That bill got submitted to Impact on March 11th, and the check was going out today. So and in my portal, I can see those things. So to me, it was really the understanding of how much they really cared. To me, anything I do in business, it's about people. It's about helping people, and the neighbor, helping thy neighbor approach with this was really what blew me away. In my portal, I can see the people who have helped us along the way. And again, the whole transparency of thing was really what blew us away with it. So, I'm certainly a firm believer. I love the way it works. I like the market disruptor idea of it. The technology is amazing, and being on the forefront of something like this, and seeing it help and benefit my family and continue to do so has been a real blessing for us, Jeff.
Well, Rick, thank you for being on and sharing your experience. And first off, you were paying $2,400 a month previously with Connecticut. How much do you say you guys are paying now for Impact?
So we're at $697, and that's 1,600, runs out about 19,000 a year back in my family's pocket. And this is our second year on it now. And really, it's hard to put into words what that means, what you can do with that money when it goes back into your pocket, especially as a small business owner.
Well, that's huge, buddy. I appreciate sharing $19,000 a year in in savings. And on top of that, again, that first bill went from a $15,000 bill to when Impact repriced that bill for Rick, it was just $1,500. See, on average, Impact is repricing these medical bills by 72% on average, which is incredible. And first off, so excited that your wife now has that clean bill of health. And you talked about the member community and seeing who shared in your medical bill. We'll show that again here in just a minute. But Rick, thank you so much for being on the call today. We really appreciate you sharing your member spotlight here today.